I've got a question for you. Do you own a pair of handcuffs by any chance?
Yes.
Have you got them with you?
I can't say no, I don't.
Oh, that's just no good. That's just no good. Because today you're going to be scamming someone, and by the end of the day, they're going to be desperate to buy a pair of handcuffs from you, and they're going to pay a lot of money for them.
Handcuffs?
Yes. Come with me, I'll tell you more about it.
Right, okay.
So Lucian's going to be working off the cuff in the Feud. The hustlers love dabbling in the antiques world, so today they've come to an upmarket Georgian gallery in Edinburgh, a rambling 4-storey warehouse stuffed full of expensive treasures. You could easily get lost in this place. It's massive, and that's exactly why the hustlers have chosen it, as the staff won't notice them going about their business. Paul's looking dapper. He's playing the role of historical artefacts expert Rob Marks, a local dealer who often uses this place to do some freelance business. Lucian is posing as the owner's son, a rookie dealer learning the ropes.
Can you tell me about the history of this?
Looks like Jess and Polly are here to buy, but they're actually just testing Lucian to see if he can pull off his role by thinking on his feet.
First black diver, deep sea diver, actually wore this.
Really?
Yeah, and you know, the reason why we've got it up here, because October is Black History Month as well. So, yeah, so we just got it for the month.
These guys are also here to buy. They notice Lucian talking to the girls and assume he works here. Time for some improv.
Sorry, how are you guys? Yeah, pleasure to meet you. Do you need a hand?
Yeah, came to collect George Victorian photo viewer.
This guy is carrying £2,000 in cash, making him the mark.
Rob, he's one of the distributors here. He's downstairs, and he'll be able to give you a hand. Do you know much about the piece, or?
Yeah, that's £2,000.
Well, come down, meet Rob.
Okay.
So the mark is keen to buy a Victorian picture viewer, but he's got absolutely no idea what one looks like, and neither does Lucian.
You've been down here before, or?
No, that's the first time.
First time?
He offers help in the form of expert dealer Rob Marks, who set up office on the floor below.
It's my dad's place, so he's had it for about...
Hearing Lucian and the mark approaching, Paul and Alex spring into action to stage a little scene for them.
Look, we're not going to do business together. You want to buy them, find the person I'm going to sell them to, buy them off them. You're not buying them off me. Yeah.
Rob Marks seems to be having a very heated argument with someone.
Listen, I'm sorry. Say hi to your dad, and apologies for this.
That someone is Alex, playing Paul's old business partner and now arch-rival Ian Steele.
Get away.
Actually, Rob, these gentlemen were interested in the Victorian picture viewer.
How can I help?
Okay, so I'm
Have a seat, please.
Collect this one, the Victorian photo viewer.
This chap doesn't sound like he's from these parts, but the hustlers are equal opportunity scammers. They'll take anyone's money.
If you have that one, then get it.
I don't think it's sold.
Well,
have a look. It'll be 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Lucian heads off to hunt for a viewer, while Paul gives the mark the benefit of his expert knowledge.
Before there was television, people would get around and show pictures.
The heat's on for Julian. He texts the other hustlers to help hunt for the picture viewer. Jess searches the web to find an image. After all, that's what the internet's for. It's like looking for a needle in a haystack, and the hustlers don't have much time.
This place is an Aladdin's cave. You know, if you didn't know what you were doing, you would never find anything in here. But
Paul's stalling the mark with his very best small talk, while the others are scouring every inch of the warehouse for the viewer.
I think if you're looking for a collector, it's like gold dust.
Just as Paul's chat is scraping the bottom of the barrel, Lucian strikes gold.
I thought this was sold.
The cleanup crew have been in, and it was down the back. So.
Okay, all right.
Paul's now going to give the mark a sales pitch about an antique he's never even seen. Luckily, he seems to know a bit about Victorian picture viewers.
In the Victorian times, when your family died, it became fashionable to take a photograph of the deceased. So after they were dead, they would take a picture. You can see this is this lady's passed on. It's a little bit macabre, but very, 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 very collectible and very interesting. But It doesn't have any cards. This card does not belong with this viewer. This is a completely different piece. The cards as a collection are worth approximately £800. You put it together with this. This is selling retail for $750. Say $1,500 for the two together would be I think would be a fair price. But you would then be able to sell at an auction for anything in the region of $10,000.
Wow, what an amazing deal. But for this scam to work, Paul's plan all along was to pretend he had a matching item for whatever the mark had come to buy. After all, a set is far more valuable than a single item. There must be a catch.
And I would also be willing to give it to you for an even better price in return for a small trade in services, if that's of interest to you.
So that's it. Paul wants something from the mark in return for this great deal. He's got a little favour to ask him.
My business partner who was here earlier, we don't do business anymore. We have not a very great relationship.
You want to buy them, find the person I'm going to sell them to, buy them off them. You're not buying them off me.
The only thing I collect is Houdini memorabilia. I don't know if you're familiar with Houdini. Yeah. That set there was the only set of handcuffs that he couldn't open. And it was made by the same person that made these. Both together, for me, as a collector, would be very good. Unfortunately, the person who has them is he.
So, Paul's a Houdini expert. He's been collecting memorabilia for years, and he desperately wants to get his mitts on a set of handcuffs that belong to ex-business partner Alex. The cuffs match a set of leg irons that Paul already owns, but Alex is point blank refusing to sell to him. Paul needs to persuade the mark to buy them for him, and Lucien is the key.
If you're willing to at least put them together with Ian, because look, he'll sell it to anybody, he just won't sell it to me.
Lucien eventually agrees to act as a go-between, but will the mark go for it?
Here's the deal, if you would be willing to do that for me, I'll give you the cash. If you buy them from him and then give them back to me, I'll even give you a small profit. Does that sound fair to you?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
It's on. The mark has agreed to help Paul buy the Houdini handcuffs from Alex in return for the viewer, cards and some cash.
I'm taking a big risk because I'll give you the cash. As long as you promise not to take a holiday in the next couple hours with my money.
So everyone's happy. It's the deal of a lifetime all round.
£2,000. You know, I'm going by instinct. I know when I can trust somebody. I hope I'm right.
You don't see that every day. A hustler giving someone £2,000 out of his own pocket. What is he playing at? For now, the deal's on. But will the mark take off with Paul's cash, or will he honour his agreement to meet Lucien later to help settle the feud?
Can't collect George Victorian photo viewer.
Earlier today, this guy came to an Edinburgh antiques warehouse to buy a Victorian picture viewer.
You want to buy them, find the person I'm going to sell them to, buy them off them. You're not buying them off me.
But he's ended up acting as middleman in an ongoing dispute between art dealer Rob Marks and his bitter rival Ian Steele, who've been fighting for years over a set of leg irons and handcuffs that once belonged to escape artist Harry Houdini.
As two separate items, you would pay $1,500. Getting them together for $1,000 is a fantastic price. In auction, you'd sell it for $7 to $10 easily. Does that sound fair to you?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Paul's agreed to cut him an amazing deal on the picture viewer, but in return, he's asked the mark to help him get the cuffs from Alex. He's already given him £2,000 in cash to secure the cuffs, and he's agreed to meet Alex tonight to do the deal in The Feud, Part 2. True to his word, the mark turns up bang on time to meet Lucien, who's agreed to be on hand to broker the deal.
Thank you. See you soon.
Pleasure. Take care. I'll see you soon. Sure. Take it easy. Bye-bye.
The mark recognises the two girls he met earlier at the warehouse. It's Polly and Jess, and they also seem to have been having a meeting with Lucien, but are now just on their way out.
Take a seat. Dive in.
Thank you.
How are you, man? You all right?
You're good.
You well?
Yeah.
Good. Well, the situation is, Ian is on his way.
All right.
With the handcuffs.
All right.
And Rob is stuck in traffic at the moment.
Fine. How are
Long
you?
day? I'm all right. It's been a long day. But
The mark buys Lucien's explanation, and right on cue, here comes Alex with the goods.
Hey.
how are you?
I'm good. How you doing? You all
So
right?
this is Ian.
Hi.
Hi, I'm George for here. Nice to
Hi,
meet you.
George.
Yeah, George.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for setting this up.
Not a problem. Not a
That's
problem.
fantastic.
They get straight down to business.
And sorry, I don't want me to ask, but are you in the antiques game? Is that, are you?
Not that much.
That's handy. Neither's Alex.
Now, you mentioned that you gentlemen might be interested in the pair of Houdini handcuffs.
Yeah, that's
Yeah?
fine.
Do you want to have, shall I?
Yeah, you can.
Sorry, I don't mean to rush everybody. I'd love to.
No.
I'd love to spend more time. It's just that I only come up for a very short period of time because I'm based out of London, so I've got a meeting to go to after this. Here we go.
And there they are. Harry Houdini's very own handcuffs.
Are you interested?
Yeah.
Would you be interested? The price for these that I'm happy to let them go is 4,000.
There seems to be a misunderstanding here about the price Paul gave the mark earlier.
1, 2, 3, 4, £2,000.
Before that, actually, about the price is 2,000.
Sorry, but the price is
4,000.
Yeah. How is that with you?
Let me think on that. Okay, so.
Do you want me to give you?
Yeah.
Do I give you?
Just give me.
I've got a bit of time, but I'll give you.
sure.
I'm going to give you a couple of minutes so you guys can talk about it.
That's a big problem. Paul told the mark the cuffs would cost £2,000, but Alex is now asking for double that. What's he going to do? Alex heads outside to give them some time to work the money out.
All I can think of is if we give Rob a call and see what he says in the situation, yeah?
Sure. I can give
Yeah.
you another 2, then I can buy for 4.
Lucian calls Paul to let him know the money situation and check if he's still stuck in traffic.
Hey, buddy, how are you?
Situation is
Insane for the handcuffs.
You're kidding.
How far away are you?
Maybe 20 minutes, but I'm just sitting in traffic right now.
The thing is, Ian's got to go. He's got a flight to catch. I'm guessing back to London. So
I mean, if you've got £2,000 on you, Lucian.
Why don't you give it to throw it in there? I mean, I'll cover it, of course.
I know you cover it. I'm not going to 2 on me now, though. Do you know what I mean? I know you're 20 minutes away, but
You're kidding.
I'm not going to take it.
no, he's in traffic. Can you speak to him? Can you talk to him?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'm going to pass you on now, Rob. All right?
All right, okay.
So Lucian's not got a spare £2,000 on him, but maybe the mark can help.
Let me tell you what I'll do. I'll make you an offer that you can't refuse.
Okay?
Yep.
You've got 4,000 on you right now, including my 2, yes?
Yep.
Right. If you pay for the cuffs,
I will give you the 4,000. So you're covered.
you haven't lost a penny. Okay?
Absolutely.
Hold on.
Absolutely.
I will give you the viewer with the cards as a fee.
For doing this for me. So you'll walk away
With every penny you brought
with you today.
plus the viewer.
Paul has asked the mark if he can put the £2,000 he has with him for the viewer, together with the £2,000 that Paul gave him earlier. That'll make up the required £4,000 to buy the handcuffs from Alex. And in return for this, he's offering the mark the viewer for free.
In the meantime, I'm trying to ask the gentleman to stay here a little bit longer.
Okay.
The mark's still not biting and suggests that they ask Alex to wait a bit longer until Paul arrives with the cash. But here's the thing, Paul's not stuck in traffic at all. In fact, he's parked right outside in the hustle van with Polly and Jess. And someone else who looks remarkably like Ian Steele. It's time for Alex to go back in and nail the deal.
I don't know if you can wait half an hour.
Oh no! I've got to be out of here in the next 10
That's
minutes.
fine. Okay.
But we can
Just
negotiate on
another
price
phone.
if that's the
I
problem.
still say the £2,000. That's why I have
That I can't do. You know, I can meet you at 3.5. You
I
know.
have to give a phone call. Sorry, I have.
But yeah, no. Do so. I've got 5-10 minutes.
The mark excuses himself and goes outside to call a friend for some advice. If this doesn't work, then the deal is most definitely off. The mark heads back to the table.
Did you say 3,500?
Well, I said we could negotiate.
Negotiate. 35? Is that okay for you?
This guy drives a hard bargain.
35 cash now.
Cash now.
Fine.
Okay.
Deal.
Yeah.
Finally, the mark hands over Paul's £2,000, along with 1,500 quid of his own cash.
Okay. Hungary.
Right.
Oh, hello.
Sorry, just
Here come the girls again.
I introduced Georgie.
Oh, hi
Sorry.
there, I'm Daisy. How are
Daisy.
you? You're all right.
Nice
Nice
to
to meet you. We just bought this and we forgot our bags.
Seems they left their bag earlier and have come back to get it.
Is this the one?
Sorry, I'll put you in a taxi.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you. Lovely to meet you. Take care. Bye.
Georgie, I'm going to give you a book of photographs with the cuffs, but the only problem is I've got them in the car. So I'm just quickly going to get in with the car. I'm going to give you the key as well. I'm going to be back in one tiny second, yeah?
Alex legs it straight away, but the Mark can't wait to get a closer look at the antique cuffs. Don't think Houdini ever wore those. The Mark chases after Alex, but it's too late, and the Mark is left wondering what just happened.
Oh, hi there, I'm Daisy, how are you?
Distracted by Polly and Jess coming back to get their bag, the Mark didn't notice Alex slickly switching the Houdini cuffs box with an identical one containing the cheap furry ones. Alex dropped the original box into the girl's bag and they quickly left with Lucian, running straight out to meet Paul, who had the hustle van running. Then, all Alex had to do was join them. It was that easy.
I'm really angry that somebody that I trusted used me. I gave them £3,500 and they left me here with something like this.
I've just been involved in a crime, and you know what? Put the handcuffs on. Wait. My top tip for anyone out there to not get hustled, if it sounds too good to be true, usually it is probably going to be too good to be true. You don't get nothing in this world for free.
The trick the fraudsters have used here is that they've tried to speed up the action so that you end up making a decision, an important decision, far too quickly. Take a deep breath and try and slow down the action. Making decisions hurriedly about important things will almost always end in tears.